Hello, I am K.R. Ramakrishnan, Company Secretary by profession. Being a heart patient myself, having undergone triple bypass surgery for 3 blockages in August 2011, performed by a renowned surgeon named Dr. K.R. Balakrishnan at Fortis Malar Hospital, Adyar, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. I would like to share some of my thoughts, views and suggestions on how you can take care of your heart. With great respect to surgeon Dr. K.R. Balakrishnan, who gave me a new lease of life after being in ICU for about 11 days. I also regard with respect Dr. Madan Mohan, the interventional cardiologist at the same Fortis Malar Hospital, Adyar, who both closely coordinated my successful surgery. I am now a very active person in the service at the age of 67 years in the year 2015. To tell you the truth, I was admitted on the 3rd day night after I had an attack in office. Something fluttered in my heart on the first day afternoon and I had shortness of breath and I took Dispirin tablet immediately and felt better. I later went home and I took rest but started vomiting. ECG taken at UK Hospital Anna Nagar confirmed that I have a heart problem and I was admitted immediately to Fortis Malar on the 3rd night itself for treatment. I was told by hospital authorities that the delay in admission had caused a lot of damage to my heart muscles by about 25%. Post-operational care was hectic, but I kept myself busy all the time, doing breathing exercises and walking exercises to the extent I can, and started attending my office within 21 days. Initially, I was advised not to drink water more than a liter per day, and later on it was gradually increased to 1.5 liters per day. I had to take care of my glucose and cholesterol levels. I was on task, Cortase 2.5 mg in the morning, Clopidogrel A75 Clopidogrel and Dispirin tablet in the afternoon, Frusilag as diuretic in the morning, Cardamom 100 for rhythm problems in the morning, Rosuvastatin or Tonac 10 mg bedtime for cholesterol control. Besides, you can take omega-3 to strengthen heart muscles. Gradually, I recovered and was walking briskly for about 30 minutes. I had energy to run post-operation, but doctors advised me against it and advised to have a uniform, briskly paced walk without straining the heart much. Being low on salt and sugar, I was feeling weak and blood pressure used to fall to very low levels too. During one night, I fell 3 times in the bathroom due to low sugar and salt in my body. When I took buttermilk immediately with salt and sugar, I became steady. Thereafter, I was so scared and used to visit toilets in the night time with a helmet on. The appointment with doctors was regular, with increasing anxiety about my own survival. Dr. Madan Mohan kept advising me that it is the anxiety factor that shoots my blood pressure. But what to do? That nightmares of an operation and that I was confined to the hospital for almost a month kept my anxiety levels high. I was even diagnosed of having depression and advised Nexito Plus for a month or so. Gradually, I learned to keep myself busy on other matters and try to divert my thoughts and attention on my heart from time to time during doing meditation. No. Gradually, I learned to keep myself busy on other matters and try to divert my thoughts and attention from my heart from time to time during meditation. I also started my regular yoga exercises and became somewhat steady after a year or so. I had an automatic blood pressure apparatus. It cannot be accurate, but could be an indicator to you when you should consult a doctor. Doctors advise me that the blood pressure varies from time to time during the day and we have to only keep a check on the high levels and prevent it from going too low. Ideal could be anywhere between 100 systolic pressure and 70 diastolic pressure to 140 systolic and 90 diastolic. Pulse heartbeats could range from 60 to 90, but you have to keep a check on blood pressure and irregular heartbeats and even skipped heartbeats. My doctor told me that skipped beats need not be a concern if it is as good as 5 to 6 per minute, provided that the medicines prescribed are taken regularly and without fail. And I slowly realized that this can be controlled by low sodium and low sugar diet, having an eye on the cholesterol content as well. However, nothing should go below the lowest or highest allowable limits, namely the blood glucose and blood pressure. LDL-HDL cholesterol ratio is also an important factor to prevent further attacks. Your cholesterol could go up anytime once you stop cholesterol tablet intake. Being diabetic or not, don't delay or skip meals and eat enough at meals or snacks with sweets or sugar juices or beverages, whether hot or cold, to the limit desired. It does not mean that you should totally avoid sweets or fried substances. Food cooked in cardiac protective oils is good, but limit is the word for diet control. You should avoid meat totally, and egg whites are good proteins. Do exercises also within limits. The tabs prescribed for your diabetic care will do the rest. You have to keep a check on low sugar symptoms like hunger, cold sweat, weakness, shakiness, headache, and night sweats. You should daily walk for a minimum 30 to 40 minutes. High blood sugar alerts will be the need for frequent urination, drowsiness, nausea, extreme hunger or thirst, and blurring vision. Sometimes the doctors may check your blood urea and thyroid level also for avoiding complications. Sometimes your doctors may check on your blood urea and thyroid levels also for avoiding complications. Cardiac symptoms can occur in anybody with hyperthyroidism factor and can be particularly dangerous for those with heart problems. Have a check on your ideal weight for your normal frame size of your body. It could be medium, large, or extra large. If you are an aged male patient, you may need to check your prostate glands as well and its growth if you are urinating frequently in the night time. One can have plenty of complications, but you need to keep an appointment with the right qualified doctor experienced enough in the line of your complications. Before I talk on how to protect your heart, you must know how the heart functions. The heart works like a pump and beats 1 lakh times a day. A healthy heart beats from 60 to 80 times per minute. The heart has two sides separated by an inner wall called the septum. The right side of the heart pumps blood to the lungs to pick up oxygen. The left side of the heart receives oxygen-rich blood from the lungs and pumps it to the body. Remarkable indeed. And blood circulation is very important for all the vital organs. There should not be any blockages in the circulatory system and in the arteries that carry the blood. The heart can strike work anytime if you don't cater to its needs. Cardiac problems start with sedentary lifestyle, diets high in saturated fats, trans fatty acids, stress, depression, diabetes, and obesity. Overeating, smoking, older age, high blood pressure, high LDL bad cholesterol, low HDL good cholesterol, and high triglycerides and anxiety levels will also increase the chances of an attack. Cold showers increase blood circulation and is good for depression as well. It promotes good quality sleep. Let me tell you something about the ejection fraction in the heart echo test. Left ventricular ejection fraction is the measurement or test of how much blood is being pumped out of the left ventricle of the heart in the pumping chamber with each contraction or heartbeat. Right ventricular ejection fraction is the measurement of how much blood is being pumped out of the right side of the heart to the lungs of the right ventricular ejection fraction is the measurement of how much blood is being pumped out of the right side of the heart to the lungs for oxygen. Ejection fraction generally refers to LVEF. A normal heart pumps a little more than half of the blood volume in the heart, say with each heartbeat 55% of its volume. A healthy ejection fraction is anywhere between 55 to 75%. 40 to 55% LVEF is below normal, but it is okay for a heart patient with post-operative care, and below 40% may confirm diagnosis for heart failure, and below 35% is life-threatening with irregular heartbeats. So as a heart patient, regular echo tests will determine the health of your heart. I believe that there are herbal medications now available which can clear blockages in any part of the circulatory system, such as the Cardorium Plus of Alagnanda herbals and Arboreum Plus of Red Hills herbals in the recommended dosages, say 10 ml to 20 ml after food for about 2 months at one go, or as may be prescribed by your Ayurvedic doctor depending upon your medical condition. You can even prevent heart operation with these medications if possible. These medications or herbal medicines are also good for diabetic complications, all heart diseases, dementia, Parkinson's disease, and it keeps blood in the fluid stage, and you don't need to use blood thinners and anticoagulants which are required for heart patients when you are taking these medicines. It is also a good medicine for depression, and it also regulates cholesterol levels. Besides, Lipistat, a Daba product, is good as a cholesterol regulator. In India, Himalayas, Daba, Patanjali Chikitsala, Baba Ramdev are good manufacturers of herbal medicines for all types of heart problems. Himalaya Tagana is good for insomnia. Himalaya Gokshura is good for erectile dysfunction caused by beta blocker medicines prescribed for heart problems. Madhunashini Vati of Patanjali is good for diabetic, and Madhuvat and Medhavati for depression. Madhunashini Vati of Patanjali is good for diabetic and Medhavati for depression. I am not recommending a particular herbal company or product, but there are many good herbal products to pick and choose for your health care with modern internet facilities being available. And you should also visit your local Ayurvedic doctors. You may please avoid self-medication as a heart patient. Allopathic medicines for heart care mostly are taken lifelong and are only protective in nature and not preventive.